Hey, how are you all today? I'm going to make this for two of the channels, Integrative Preparedness and Prepping for Prosperity, because I'm going to tell you about the prepper chili that I made last night, and I'm going to use this as an example to explain how important your food preps are, not just for long-term survival, but as an investment. I know that I've talked about this before, but it is so important. And actually, this kind of bounces off of a question that I got from one of our Prepping for Prosperity Patreon members. Now for each of the channels that we have an associated Patreon channel also, on which I put a lot of extra material for those who are really interested. And we're going through a big financial whether it's going to be a collapse or not, we will see, but it is definitely a financial challenge right now. And it's important to have the information. So many people just especially when it comes to financials. Don't worry, we'll get back to chili in a minute for those who don't want to talk about financials. But those who don't want to talk about it don't realize how important it is. Okay, so let me talk about the chili first, so to get out of the way, and then maybe I'll say another something about the financials. But what I was intending to say was that on the Patreon channels, it gives our patrons a chance to direct message me with their questions. So this was one that came off of that, and it was about what I've talked about so often, investing in food, and how your food not only prepares you for long-term survival, but helps you today. It brings a return that far exceeds stocks, far exceeds real estate, and yes, far exceeds gold and silver, the favorite of some. Okay, I'm not going to get into that today because there are some people that you just, whatever. I made some chili last night. We stood out at my daughter's soccer game, and she did great. But it was raining, it was cold, it was windy, it was an hour and a half of me standing out there being cold, wet, and wind burned, saying, boy, I wish I had some chili. So I thought, when I get home, I'm going to make some chili. So I did. I went down into our stores. Now I had 2 pounds of ground beef that I had bought. I've got the figures here for you. I'm going to share them with you and tell you exactly what all this costs, so you're going to see what a good deal it is. So I had two pounds of ground beef that I had just bought for $2.99 a pound, and I brought up 3 cans of kidney beans, one normal, one dark, one red, one dark red, and one white. I just like the way that it makes it look. I'll take a picture of it and put it as the thumbnail on this so you'll see. 3 cans of diced tomatoes. Pardon me. Allergy season is here. And a can of Hormel chili. And because I just kind of use that as a base, just a prepared chili. Nothing, because you've got it, right? I've got a lot of it. So I put all that in there, excuse me. Another sneeze come and gone. So, and then water and, salt and pepper and stuff like that. It's some of the best chili that I've ever had, because I've already had some. So let me tell you what this costs, how this breaks down. The 2 pounds of ground beef, which I could have taken out of frozen, and some of that I got for $1.77 a pound. But this, I just paid the normal sale price, $2.99 a pound, because the total of that was $5.98. Now, realize, we're going to be feeding, there was about 16 servings in this, okay? And then I had 3 cans of beans that I bought for 19 cents. That's a total of 57 cents. I had 3 cans of diced tomatoes that I bought for 29 cents. That's a total of 87 cents. I had 1 can of Hormel chili, which I bought for 89 cents at the time. Now, back then, the cans of the beans of that type are going anywhere $1.39, something like that. I got them for 19 cents. The diced tomatoes, they're going for over $1, and I got them for 29 cents. And the Hormel chili is up there towards $2 or more dollars, and I got it for 89. The total that I spent on this chili was $8.31. Now, there were 16 servings in there. That comes out to 52 cents per serving. How about that? How about that for an investment? Okay. How about that if we say, let's just look, and if you want to put some water in it and make it soup instead of chili, and you can serve 32 people, that's 26 cents per serving. Now, see, this is improving your life right now because you're spending so much less. When do you get I've gone through this time and again about when do you find these great sales? Well, you find them when they're on. And I tell you, in the fall, right before Thanksgiving, all these things are on excellent, excellent sales. Now, the return on investment that I got on these things is unbelievable. The cans on the can of beans, I had... Whenever I talk about the financial crashes and stuff, I always get some comments, people telling me that gold and silver are what great investments are, what protection they are. It always goes back and forth. You see, gold used to be sold as an investment. Then when it was showed not to be that great of an investment, it was sold as protection against inflation. And then when it was showed that many other things are much better protection against inflation, it said, well, now it's because if everything crashes, you can shave a little bit off of grandma's ring or the gold that you stored, and you can use that to buy a haircut or something like that. Well, in one of my books, I think somebody would much rather have a can of peaches to give you a haircut than a few shavings of gold. Here's the thing. I think there was in one of the comments, and I don't remember who this was, so don't take it personally. They said, well, gold sold in the 90s for $900 and something. I don't know. I didn't go back and check. I do know that occasionally I keep track of gold and silver. It has not been impressive. It has simply not been impressive. Now, they said it sold for $900, and they're somewhere in the 90s, and it's now up around $1,900. Okay, well, and that's down, actually. Do you realize that that's down from what it has been? See, so, well, that's a 100% return over a period of 20 years. Okay. Well, guess what? My beans gave me an ROI, a return on investment, of over 700%. See, here's the thing also why I want to stress about food, why that's important, because in order to really come out well with, it takes a lot of money to buy some gold. Now, if you're buying $100,000 at a time, or even $50,000 or $20,000 at a time, okay, if that's your choice, go with it. Do you? I don't care. But the idea that gold is going to become a currency when everything falls apart, first off, it's wrong. I don't care what, occasionally people were able to do in Venezuela. I'll guarantee you one thing. The people had to do that because they didn't have food, okay? They didn't have food. The people that had food and had arrangements, either could take care of their own business or could barter for services. They weren't running around there trying to find some gold, okay? They had the food. What they were doing was they were waiting for all the people with gold to come try to buy some food from them, okay? That kind of puts you in a precarious financial position long term. So here again, the return on investment on this food is immediate. And whereas most people aren't going to go out there and buy $50,000 worth of gold, okay, which may end up being worth $55,000 someday. I mean, that's only a 10%, ROI. That's not that great. It could also end up being worth $40,000 or $30,000, or guess what? The government could make private ownership of gold illegal again. Did you ever think of that? They definitely could. Now, some people will say, well, they're going to make food illegal. They're going to have a lot tougher time at that, okay? So that's the thing on food. Prepper chili. So I know, I kind of started with the story. I thought everybody on integrated preparedness might enjoy seeing the chili, but also this shows the lesson, the financial lesson that I have been drumming on for years, and about the importance and the value of food as investment. Okay, get the things that you need. if you have the things you need, the people who don't have the things they need will give you all the things they can't eat for something to eat. So I thought you all would find that interesting. I'm going to jump off here and do. By the way, I'm reading this out of the new Stonemont notebook, if you haven't seen that. And I want to remind you also the new Stonemont website, the new Stonemont website. It's integrative preparedness, and it carries all the information. It has the links to the integrative preparedness channel, to the American Reversion channel, to the Prepping for Prosperity channel. You can buy all of my books on right through the channel, and I didn't even mention them, but the Stonemont series that you've always been able to get from Amazon or autographed copies from me, you can now buy all of them off of the website. And if that's the way you would like to do it, and you can do that, there's a place in there you can put what you would like me to sign it to, best wishes, or to John, or whatever you would like. And also, I forgot to add, I just got a big order. Let me reach over here for just a second and get it. I'll be off camera for a moment. I just got the big order of the Stonemont notebooks, brand new, super cool. Doesn't that come out nice? And for people who buy the entire series, and so many people do, from me, I can't do this through Amazon, but if you do through me, I throw in one of these for free. And I think you'll love it. I do. I'm using mine all the time. Be right back. Okay, that was pretty professional, wasn't it? So anyway, take that. Remember, come to stonemont.us, not stonemont.com, stonemont.us, and you'll be able to get everything there, and there'll be more coming. T-shirts will be coming this spring. So anyway, that's the deal about food, and that's the thing about chili. Take a look at that thumbnail again. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to have some for dinner here in just a little bit. You all remember that on the integrative preparedness side, we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. That means being able to provide for all of our needs, not having to buy them from someone else. And on the Prepping for Prosperity channel, remember, it's in your hands. Good, solid financial information and judgment is what's important, okay? Don't buy things because people advertise them. I'll say this, if something was such a good investment, there wouldn't be advertising all over the place for it because they wouldn't have to advertise. Does that make sense? Okay, it's in your hands. Get out there and do it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.